Really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much, I've seen so much, I've been attacked so many times.
She's always playing up for the cameras, and fans have grown tired of it. While Reese has a strong personality, she thrives in her role as the villain. She's stirred up buzz around the Rookie of the Year talk, but recently, experts have seen through the hype. She's a talented player, but the Caitlyn Clark rivalry overshadowed her. When they faced off in August, it was clear who the real rookie star was. Caitlyn Clark dominated, shutting down the rivalry, while Reese struggled to keep up.
Is box office. She is a star. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlyn Clark when you were beating her for the national championship. And so you knew they were going to come for you. You had to know.
Stephen A. Smith was among the first to call out Angel's antics after she claimed an injury. She insisted that everyone doubted her and that she had no fans. But Stephen wasted no time shutting it down.
I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and like not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day I haven't had peace since.
Caitlyn has outshined Angel in nearly every category this year, making it a huge stretch to consider her a serious Rookie of the Year contender alongside Caitlyn. Yet, Angel insists she should be in the conversation for the top spot, always believing she's the best. But not everything revolves around you, Angel. It's okay to be number 2.
You mean nobody thought that you could make it to the league? Who are these people? You were a first-round pick. You won a national championship at LSU, okay? You went deep into the postseason NCAA tournament your last year there. Who are these people? Where's this? Where's your evidence? Because I didn't see it. Don't be the typical athlete out there that always leans on a bucket mentality. The world was against me. No, they weren't.
Angel's claim that she's the reason people watch the Wnba didn't just come out of nowhere. It was the result of years of feeling overlooked, doubted, and criticized for being a strong black woman in sports who isn't afraid to show emotion. But saying she's behind the league's growing popularity is a stretch, and many saw it as arrogant. To Angel, though, it was simply her truth.
Wait, you're number 2 for the Rookie of the Year. And you deserve it. But don't act like you don't have any fans. We saw them NIL deals you got. How you get them? If nobody wants you to succeed. It would never have happened if people...
As Angel's profile rose, so did the criticism. Many questioned her attitude, pointing to her fiery demeanor and confrontational nature on the court. Her response was simple: I'm here to win and show people what I can do. But during a press conference where she broke down in tears, it became clear that the weight of the criticism was taking its toll. She couldn't handle the pressure from the experts anymore, and for a moment, the competitive villain facade fell away. This emotional side of Angel, rarely seen, revealed the struggle beneath her usual confidence and swagger, a struggle to balance the pressure of being both a role model and a star athlete.
And I know I'll go down in history. I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Dan Patrick is no stranger to controversy, and when he weighed in on Angel Reese's behavior, he didn't hold back. As a respected sports analyst, Patrick's critique carried weight, and his comments about Angel's disrespect toward Caitlyn Clark resonated with many fans. Patrick focused on Angel's demeanor, particularly how she seems to enjoy fouling or taunting Caitlyn. For him, it wasn't just about the celebrations, it was the intent behind them. He argued that Angel's actions crossed the line from competitive spirit to outright disrespect. According to Patrick, there's a difference between celebrating your success and mocking your opponent's failures, and Angel too often engages in the latter. Whether it's celebrating a foul on Caitlyn or a big play, it feels less about the team's victory and more about humiliating her rival. While sports are full of emotional moments and taunting isn't new in women's basketball, where sportsmanship is traditionally emphasized, Angel's antagonistic style stands out. Patrick's comments touch on a larger debate, whether her approach is good for the game or if it undermines respect and sportsmanship. While Angel was grabbing headlines with bold statements and emotional press conferences, Caitlyn Clark was making waves in a different way. Known for her quiet confidence, Caitlyn has become one of the most respected players in the WNBA, not for her words, but for her actions on the court.
Is cashed in, literally cashed in, but her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlyn Clark. She wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlyn Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlyn Clark. Then she's played off of that. Even Caitlyn Clark getting knocked down in that game on Saturday, who's standing up applauding, but Angel.
Caitlyn Clark's rise to the top of the WNBA has been nothing short of extraordinary. A standout in college basketball, she quickly established herself as one of the league's most prolific scorers. While Angel is loud and brash, Caitlyn remains calm and composed, always letting her game speak for itself. That's not to say Caitlyn lacks a competitive edge, quite the opposite. Her ability to stay focused, even when provoked by players like Angel Reese, is one of her greatest strengths. While Angel's celebrations and trash talk often steal the spotlight, Caitlyn stays unbothered, racking up points and leading her team to victory.
Personal with her. I don't think it was personal with Caitlyn Clark, but it was with Angel Reese. She was clearly bothered by Caitlyn Clark and the attention. But people aren't tuning in to watch Angel Reese play basketball. Angel Reese against Caitlyn Clark, then
Caitlyn's quiet demeanor has earned her respect, not just from fans, but from her peers as well. In a league where personality can sometimes overshadow talent, Caitlyn's approach is refreshing. She doesn't need to talk about her greatness. She proves it every game. When LeBron James, one of the most influential figures in basketball, publicly voiced his support for Caitlyn Clark, it sent shockwaves through the sports world. His endorsement came at a time when Angel Reese was dominating headlines, and many saw it as a subtle yet significant shift in the narrative.
Remember when you were waving your hand in Caitlyn Clark's face when you were beating her for the national championship? Everybody remembered then that you belonged in the WNBA and your future was going to be on the pro level. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
For years, LeBron has aligned himself with athletes who are outspoken, confident, and willing to challenge the status quo, making his support for Caitlyn, a player known for her humility and quiet dominance, somewhat surprising. However, it makes perfect sense. LeBron has always valued hard work and talent, and Caitlyn embodies both. Despite being drafted from one of the league's worst teams, she quickly proved her ability to compete with the best. Her record-breaking performances and consistent excellence caught LeBron's eye, and he recognized something special in her. Caitlyn's ability to shatter records has been phenomenal. Her 35-point game that broke Cheryl Swoopes' record marked a defining moment in her career. It was overshadowed by ongoing drama surrounding Angel Reese. This achievement should have been celebrated as one of the greatest individual performances in WNBA history. Breaking a record set by a legend like Swoopes is no small feat, solidifying Caitlyn's place among the elite. However, instead of focusing on Caitlyn's brilliance, much of the media attention remained on Angel and her controversial comments. This imbalance raised questions about how different types of athletes are treated in the media. While Angel's bold personality made her a media darling, Caitlyn's reserved nature seemed to hinder the recognition she deserved. Yet for Caitlyn, that was never the point. She played for herself and her team, not for headlines or media attention.
To realize the Indiana Fever, this is the second year in a row they had the #1 pick. So do y'all know what that means? That means they're not that good. They had back-to-back years as the #1 pick.
Why are you a hater on the Fever, man?
I am a realist, because not only I get people are just crazy about why she should be doing this and they should be doing that. If she's so great, this team it's still a team game, people. It is still a team game, and but I'm rooting for Caitlyn because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before. I hope she kills. I'm just kind of in this mode right now.
One of the most intriguing aspects of Caitlyn Clark's record-breaking game was the unexpected response, or lack thereof, from Cheryl Swoopes, the player whose record had just been surpassed. Typically, when a player breaks the record of a legendary figure, there's some form of acknowledgement, even if it's just a congratulatory tweet. However, Swoopes had little to say about Caitlyn's achievement. Instead, she chose to praise Angel Reese, calling her the future of the WNBA and celebrating her impact on the game. It was clear that Swoopes had aligned herself with Angel, but her silence regarding Caitlyn's success puzzled many fans. Some speculated that, like Angel, Swoopes was drawn to bold, outspoken players. Perhaps she saw a reflection of herself in Angel, a player unafraid to shake things up and challenge the status quo. However, by not acknowledging Caitlyn's milestone, Swoopes risked alienating a significant portion of the fan base that viewed Caitlyn as the rightful heir to the WNBA's legacy of great players.
Be a good pro, absolutely. Will Caitlyn Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay. And Clark, 28 and 12? winning on the road with Kelsey Mitchell, the absolute truth. I'm sitting there like, oh my God. But she's so crafty. This is what people don't know about Caitlyn. She's not just a three-point shooter. She's a great passer, not a mediocre passer, not so-so. She is a great passer, but also she's crafty. I saw her get the ball, lay it up on the back door cut, like they waiting for her to pop out to the three-point line. Boom, she slips back door, gets that bucket. Like, she is crafty, and she's just a...
Amid all this, the media has played a crucial role in shaping the narrative around Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark. Much of the attention has centered on their rivalry, with the media amplifying the drama to boost viewership and engagement. While rivalries are a natural part of sports, the way the media has framed the Angel versus Caitlyn storyline has often been problematic. Instead of highlighting their athletic achievements, much of the coverage has fixated on their personalities, portraying Angel as the villain and Caitlyn as the hero. This focus on character dynamics has overlooked the incredible basketball both players bring to the court. Despite Clark's impressive stats, she isn't truly dominating the league. It's as if Swoopes doused Clark's fans with a cold reality check. But is Swoopes on point, or are we witnessing the dawn of a new Wnba era that Swoopes might struggle to see? Subscribe now as we delve into this heated debate, exploring what it truly means to dominate in today's WNBA. First, let's examine Caitlyn Clark's rookie season stats. They're nothing short of extraordinary. Clark is making waves and setting records like never before. Her performance is jaw-dropping, averaging 19.5 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game. And it doesn't stop there. Clark leads the league in assists, boasts 2 triple-doubles, and has set a record for the most double-doubles by a point guard in a single season. On top of that, she's shooting 41.7% from the field, 34.1% from beyond the arc, and an impressive 90.4% from the free throw line. Clark's precision is something even veteran players would admire. But what's truly remarkable is her impact on the Indiana Fever. The team, which started the season with a rough 1-6 record, turned it around and secured a playoff spot. Clark isn't just performing well, she's raising the entire team's game. Paired with Kelsey Mitchell, they form one of the WNBA's deadliest guard duos, with the Fever being the only team boasting 2 players in the top 8 scorers. Now, let's shift our focus to Cheryl Swoopes' career to understand the context of this debate. Swoopes, a 3-time MVP, claimed the award in 2000, 2002, and 2005. During her MVP seasons, she posted impressive averages, ranging from 18.5 to 20.7 points per game. Swoopes averaged 15 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 3.2 assists over 324 games. But here's the key detail. These are her career stats. Clark, on the other hand, is putting up comparable or even better numbers in just her rookie season. It's worth noting that the WNBA has evolved since Swoopes' era. The league today is different, but does that make Clark's achievements any less remarkable? Let's break it down. What does it truly mean to dominate the WNBA? When Swoopes claims Clark isn't dominating, she seems to be measuring by a very specific standard, as she mentioned on the Gil's Arena podcast. Swoopes said, "The only player I would say is dominating the WNBA right now is A'ja Wilson." It's true that Wilson is having an incredible season, setting a single-season scoring record and leading the rebounding charts. But does that mean only one player can dominate at a time? Let's consider what dominance in basketball really means. Impressive individual stats. Clark checks that box. Significant impact on team wins. Clark checks that too. Breaking records? She's doing that as well. Changing how opponents play? Teams are definitely adjusting their strategies to deal with Clark. So, what's missing? Honestly, I'm not sure what else Caitlyn needs to do to convince Swoopes. But one thing we can't overlook is the monumental impact Clark has had on the Indiana Fever. It's no exaggeration to say Caitlyn Clark has completely transformed the Indiana Fever. Remember how the team started the season with a rough 1-6 record? Many had already written them off, expecting another disappointing year. But then something remarkable happened. Clark didn't just adjust to the WNBA, she elevated the entire team. The Fever literally turned their season around, finishing with a winning record, their first over 50% since 2016. Most importantly, they clinched a playoff spot, something that hadn't happened in 7 long years. Beyond just scoring, Clark displayed incredible maturity. consistently creating opportunities for her teammates on the court. Clark's chemistry with Aaliyah Boston and Alyssa Smith is undeniable, making the Fever look like a completely new team. And here's the kicker. Clark is doing all this as a rookie. Just imagine the team's potential in the coming years as she gains experience and the roster continues to develop around her. Now, let's dive into how the rest of the WNBA community is responding to the debate between Swoopes and Clark. Surprisingly, this controversy has expanded beyond just these two. Swoopes' comments sparked a strong reaction from fans and analysts on social media. Many rushed to Clark's defense, questioning Swoopes' stance. Some argue that Swoopes may be more resistant to change than offering an objective critique of Clark's game. Interestingly, some WNBA legends have been more open to praising Clark. For instance, Rebecca Lobo, now an ESPN analyst, has been a vocal supporter. Remember her February tweet? She predicted Clark would put up MVP numbers as a rookie if she joined the Fever, and it seems she was right. Even current stars like Aja Wilson, who Swoopes called the league's only dominant player, have praised Clark for her impact. However, not everyone is on board. Some League veterans, while acknowledging Clark's talent, still argue. Some argue that Clark still needs to prove her consistency over time, which is a valid point. One standout season doesn't define a career. This situation is sparking a broader debate about the WNBA's evolution, highlighting a divide between those who embrace Clark's modern style with long-range shots and flashy passes and those who prefer a more traditional approach.